You've probably heard that too much muscle will slow you down in a fight, but is that actually true? The answer is, it depends. Not all muscle is created equal. Here's how to get jacked without getting slow. Bodybuilding and strength training trigger two different types of hypertrophy. Both happen at the same time, but to different degrees depending on the training method. High volume bodybuilding appears to have a larger degree of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. The sarcoplasm is the non-contractile part of the muscle storing fluid and energy. Its size increase in response to training doesn't directly translate into better force production. On the other hand, strength training seems to have a higher degree of myofibrillar hypertrophy. In response to the training stimulus, the body builds more contractile tissue. This does not only increase muscle size, but also strength and power. Strength training specifically targets type 2 or fast twitch muscle fibers responsible for explosive muscle contractions. It also improves neuromuscular coordination. Your brain and muscles communicate more effectively, which leads to better muscle contractions. This translates into more powerful punches, kicks, and takedowns. As you add more fast twitch muscle, you optimize your strength to weight ratio. You become stronger and more powerful relative to your body weight. A given physical effort becomes less challenging relative to your maximum strength and power. So what exactly should you do in your training? Here are the basics of strength training for fighters. Perform 3 to 6 sets per exercise per week for meaningful gains. Heavy loads of more than 80% of your 1 rep max will maximize strength. Loads of 60 to 80% will boost both strength and power. Perform fast reps at 50 to 60% of your 1RM to focus on explosiveness, for example, in the final phase of your fight camp. Your weekly volume can be spread out across up to 3 sessions. This will reduce the impact of your strength training on your technical training. To focus on strength and power, finish your sets before your movement velocity drops by more than 25%. As your lifts slow down, the training stimulus shifts towards more sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. If you can't measure movement velocity, simply estimate your reps in reserve. Leave 3 to 4 reps in the tank for strength and power development. Traditional compound lifts and Olympic weightlifting are great training methods for strength and power. Plyometric exercises improve the rate of force development. The same goes for ballistic exercises, for example with a kettlebell or sandbag. Now that we've debunked the myth that muscle will slow you down in a fight, let's address another common concern. Some fighters worry that gaining muscle will make them too heavy or bulky, pushing them into a higher weight class. Let's break this down. Your training only provides the stimulus for strength and muscle gains. How much muscle and body weight you actually gain in response to your training largely depends on your overall caloric balance. Let's assume that you're a natural athlete with a busy training schedule and lots of high-intensity technical training. It will be much harder for you to eat in a surplus and to gain muscle compared to any bodybuilder, so you won't suddenly blow up into a higher weight class. If you're worried about missing weight as a result of your training, you can get regular DEXA scans to track your body composition. This will allow you to assess how much fat and water you could cut before you'd have to drop muscle in order to make weight. Also remember that less reps in reserve and more training volume per session and per week increase the hypertrophy stimulus. You can adjust these variables alongside your diet if you feel like you're gaining too much muscle. Some fighters are also worried that adding muscle will lead to faster fatigue during a fight, and that's a valid concern. Larger muscles will require more energy. If your resistance training isn't balanced well with endurance training, you will fatigue faster. So watch this video next to learn the most effective way to build fight endurance. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. As always, train hard, recover smart, and fight easy.